What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar. Welcome back to Project M Community Complete. Today we are going to be looking at the LYN unreleased, but now released Project M character that would have been in Project M 4.0 if development had not ended. You guys seem to enjoy the Knuckles one, so I figured I would show off LYN next because she is the next most complete character. I do want to say that a couple of you guys did seem to think that I was just showing off Project M mods like 4 years too late, and I do want to say that that's not actually what I planned to do with this series or what I meant to do. This is more meant to be, here's what's possible with mods on different games, on Brawl, on Smash 4. So here's what is possible, sort of as a hype up for Smash for Switch to see what we might potentially see in the new game. So I just wanted to clear that up real quick before we jump into the showcase, because some of you guys were like saying that I was way too late, even though I did a video on this in the past. But anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into Project M, and we are going to show off LYN. Now you may notice during this showcase that some of the hitboxes look weird and some of the animations aren't entirely polished, and that is because LYN wasn't entirely complete. I want to say she was probably like 80% complete, or maybe like 70%. So hitboxes may be weird, animations may be weird. She is not totally finished, even though Community Complete was setting out to finish her. She wasn't entirely finished. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this showcase. So first, let's look at her jab combo. It's just simple punch and then kick. Nothing following up those two, and you can see that the hitboxes are kind of bad. Like on this slant, Marth doesn't get hit by the second hit. But yeah, you can see that there's nothing else here. There's no constant jab like Knuckles had. There's no nothing with her sword. So that's just her basic jab combo. Next, let's look at her dash attack, which is actually a pretty unique dash attack as far as utility goes. She basically just dives at you with her sword, but you will notice that after her dash attack, she turns around to face the direction that she wasn't facing in before, so the opposite direction. So you can see that I'm facing to the right, I do my dash attack, it hits him, and now we're facing to the left. So it sort of is good to, you dash attack, and immediately you can do something like that. Or do any other move and just sort of be put in a little bit better position so you can use like forward moves instead of backward moves. Just kind of a unique little thing that they did to LYN that not a lot of other characters have. I'm sure someone will correct me, but I don't think many other characters have a turnaround in their dash attack, in the sense that like now she's literally facing the opposite direction at the end of it. But yeah, that is her dash attack. Alright, next let's look at her tilts. First is forward tilt, which is just a simple sword swipe. Or a little sword stab, I should say. Then there's down tilt, which has an electricity effect, which a couple of her moves have, so it's not just random. And then finally, there is her up tilt. Now, her up tilt is a little bit unique in that it actually has 2 hits. It's more like 3 hits, but you do 2 button inputs. So if you just press A once for the up tilt, it'll just do a sweep up, similar to, Marth's or Roy's. But if you press it again, it does a second sweep down, and that is the second half of her up tilt, which is activated just by pressing it a second time, the A button a second time. Nothing else after that, it's just those 2, but pretty cool that she has a sweep down, and I think that's all of the tilts, yeah. Alright, let's look at her grab, pummel, and throw. So this is her grab. It's got a tiny range, like about here is where like the maximum, or the minimum range is, I guess, for not being able to miss, from being able to miss somebody. So very small range, but she does have little tiny dainty arms, so I guess that makes sense. But that's her grab and pummel, is just, she kicks Marth in the face there. Kicks everybody in the face, not necessarily just Marth. But next, let's look at her throws. First is her up throw. She launches you with her bow and arrow. So that's pretty cool. Forward throw, kind of just slams you forward. Down throw, stabs you into the ground. And back throw, just sort of throws you. So, So pretty basic, except for the up throw, which I think is pretty neat. Uses her bow and arrow. But yeah, those are her throws. Okay, let's take a look at her smash attacks next. First, she has her forward smash, which is a really good forward smash. She sort of like dashes forward to the point where it's actually like 2 full character lengths forward, and then some with her sword. It's crazy. Like I'm here and I think this might hit. Very, very close, very close. So this far away, and her forward smash still hits. So that's a very good forward smash in my opinion. Oh, he got up there. Now I can't really show off the distance. But this is perfect because now we have up smash. Up smash is a multi-hit move. You'll notice that the hitboxes are a little bit weird, and that's because the first hit didn't really hit. You can see that like the sword definitely nearly, if not touches him, but it didn't hit. So I think the hitboxes are a little bit weird, but that's all right because it is a multi-hit up smash. So if you don't hit the first hit, you'll definitely hit the second hit. And then finally, we have down smash, which is a stab in the ground and uses electricity, similar to her down tilt. How her down tilt uses electricity, so does her down smash. Anything with electricity sort of has the spark attached to it, or makes her sword kind of glow. But that is her down smash, and those are all of her smash attacks. Quickly, let's go over her aerials. They're all pretty basic. First is her neutral air. She does a sort of pirouette spin in the air. Pretty basic. Then it's her forward air, which is a swipe. It actually looks like it swipes sort of like semi-downward, but I think that just might be the hitbox. As far as where it hits, I don't think it actually sort of spikes or anything like that. But speaking of spikes, her down air definitely spikes. If we can get Marth off stage here, her down air definitely spikes. So that is a good move. Just like most of the Fire Emblem cast, she has a spike with her sword. So that's pretty decent. Then there is back air. Again, an electricity move. Launches you backward. Nothing really too crazy there. And if we can get Marth up to oh, perfect. He was cooperative this time. We've got her up air, which is another swipe upward. Similar to how her forward air has a weird angle, her up air also kind of has a weird angle. If you think about Martis, how it has a full like 180 degree angle almost upward, this one has almost like a 90 to like 100 degree on the side. Kind of weird, but it works out. It's still an up air. If you hit it backwards, okay, don't hit me. I think if you hit it from behind, nothing happens. Yeah, you have to be almost like on top of them, which is good because you kind of need that anyway for like an aerial. You don't want to be hitting that far away, otherwise it'd be a little broken. But those are her aerials. Finally, let's do her specials. These are a little bit complicated, so I'm going to do my best to explain how they work and what they do. But we'll start with the easiest one first, which of course is Neutral B, which is just an arrow charge up. You notice that she had a bow and arrow for her up throw, so that's where that comes from. Perfect. It charges up, so you can do like this, or you can do like this, or anywhere in between. And obviously, the more she glows, the more charged up it's going to be. If you do her neutral B in the air, it'll actually default angle downward. You can still charge it up and then do it in the air, but obviously it would definitely be best to not charge it up as much because you might not be able to get it out by the time you hit the ground and it'll launch out straight again. Or mostly straight. As you can see when you're grounded, it does have a little bit of a downward angle, but not enough to be that big of a deal. It's the same thing as like Link's, which, you know, it's basically straight. Very rarely is like the angle going to be a big deal as far as missing or hitting. But in the air, it gives her a little bit of a boost and then launches the arrow. So you can actually see that kind of as being helpful in getting back to the stage because it gives you kind of like a moment of being in the same spot in the air. So then you have a little bit of a better recovery, kind of like Marth's side B when he's recovering. But that is Lyn's neutral B. Next up is her side B, which is a dash similar to Lucario's almost. Its utility is basically like Lucario's as well, to close the gap between you and the opponent. You can act pretty quickly out of it, so if you go like that, then you can do a turnaround, or you can try to do it, you can dash out of it. Maybe I'm just bad, or maybe my controller is doing something weird, but you can see that we are able to immediately move out of it, or you can even do a turnaround in the air. Oh, well, never mind. I fell off. But you can see like, oh, like right there, I just did a turnaround. So it's not necessarily too difficult. You kind of are just pointing the control stick in certain directions. You do kind of need to know the frame data and how quickly you can act out of it. But that basically is her side B. It's kind of like Lucario's. Like I said, it's used for closing the gap between opponents, and you can immediately get up in their face and, you know, start attacking them. So that's her side B. Next up is her down B, which when you use it, kind of looks like it's a counter, like every other Fire Emblem character, but it actually is not a counter. If you get close to an enemy, it's actually another way of closing the gap, and it kind of is like a readying strike, so if they're near, she will go for the hit, and if they're not near, like about here, she will just sort of counter, or do like a counter pose pretty much. But then she'll be incredibly vulnerable, and so that's the opportunity for the opponent to come attack her. So you definitely don't want to use this if you're not within range. That is about the range, the maximum range. You can see that he did the little shake thing, which happens when you are at the maximum range for a thing, or the maximum like ability in Project M. Different things like Ike's side B also does this, where if you hit a max side B, it'll do that little shaky thing before launching. So that's about the max distance. I'm going to try and do it again. Actually, let's go ahead and do max CPU damage as well so we can see its actual knockback potential. I'm not going to do max, I'm going to do 100. We'll see what that does. Knocks him pretty far, actually. So that's basically her down B. That's about the max distance. I'm going to let him die. I'm going to do it one more time a bit closer so you guys can see the difference. And we'll also see if I'm wrong. But yeah, if you're any closer than the max distance, it'll just be a basic hit. And if you are the max distance, it'll do that, like I said. And then you will hopefully kill your opponent. But at least you will send them off the stage. Finally, we of course have her up B, which is just another basic up B, like any of the Fire Emblem characters. She just does a sword swipe upward. It most reminds me of Marth's up B, except of course it doesn't have the dolphin slash capabilities. But yeah, that is her up B, very basic up B. It doesn't have much horizontal momentum going up the move, but downward she of course has quite a bit. So you can use that as sort of a mix-up or a high recovery, do that and then land, or be way out here, do that and then hit the edge. So you don't have to be straight down here and potentially mess up your recovery. But that's her up B, and those are all of her special moves, and I think pretty much all of her moves. I will show off the final smash, though it's nothing custom. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Alright, come on, get the smash ball. I wish it was like Smash 4 where it broke right away in training mode. Alright, there we go. So that's her, those are all her moves. Her final smash is just Pit's final smash because she is a clone of Pit. So this is kind of interesting because most of the characters in Project M are clones of the characters that are part of their franchise. Roy is a clone of Marth. Knuckles is a clone of Sonic. Mewtwo is a clone of Lucario. Basically that kind of structure, but LYN, I guess, for one reason or another, was better for Pit than for Marth or Roy, or maybe they just couldn't use another Marth clone. I don't know the logistics behind it, but interesting that she's a Pit clone. Or that they cloned Pit and then just started changing everything about him. So she's based on Pit, but not actually anything like Pit, aside from the final smash. But yeah, her final smash is just Pit. So I guess if you want LYN, but with the Pit final smash, then your dreams have come true. Although that's a very strange dream. Alright, now quickly let's go over her taunt. She actually only has two. The first is her up taunt, which she just raises her sword to the air. The second is her down taunt, which is where she says like some Japanese words and like sort of like wields around her sword. Then her side taunt is kind of weird. Depending on the direction you're facing, it's going to either be her up taunt or her down taunt. But either way, it's literally just the same as what her up and down taunt are. So her side taunt is actually just a copy. I assume this is just a reserved animation until they were going to make a full and complete side taunt. But she only has the two side taunts, this one and this one. I'm sorry, she only has the two full taunts. The side taunt is, of course, those two. But with all that said, I think that's pretty much everything I've shown off. I can make the CPU attack for a little bit while we fight them. But that is LYN. She's a pretty cool character, honestly. Again, she was really close to being done. Like I said, she has pretty bad hitbox placement in some spots, so I imagine that was what was going to be fixed about her in an actual Project M release. But she was very, very close to being done. It was pretty much just waiting for alts and things to be customized, and perhaps a final smash, because I don't think they wanted Pit to have his own, or they don't think they wanted LYN to have Pit's final smash. But other than that, that's pretty much it for LYN. And for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Would you like to see LYN in Smash for Switch? And if so, would you like her to have something similar to this moveset, or do you have a different idea for what her moveset could potentially be? I'd love to see in the comments what you guys think. of potentially another Fire Emblem hero being in Smash, especially because Fire Emblem Heroes has like popularized a lot of Fire Emblem characters. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, you guys, and I hope you have an awesome day.